Welcome back. It's becoming increasingly dangerous to be a Christian in Nigeria, and for some, faith in Christ has cost them their lives. According to Amnesty International, more than 1,300 Christians were killed in Nigeria's Plateau State between December and February. And residents told Morning Star News that 18 Christians have been killed just in the last month alone. The murders are typically carried out by Fulani herdsmen, a primarily Muslim nomadic herd. Well, Tony Perkins is the president of Family Research Council. He joins us now for more. Tony, welcome to you. So you served on the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. That means you know very well that Nigeria is one of the deadliest places in the world to be a Christian. Tony, what's driving the violence there?
John, I think it's the religious issue. It's the conflict between the Muslims and the Christians, and the Muslims are the ones that are attacking and killing the Christians. Now, during my time, in fact, as I was chairman of the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom during the Trump administration, we succeeded in getting Nigeria identified as a country of particular concern, because as you pointed out, Nigeria is the most deadly place to be a Christian on the planet. And it's the most populous state, the most populous country in Africa. It will have ripple effects as we see more and more people fleeing these areas of violence. But we were successful in getting the Trump administration to identify this as a country of particular concern, which means there are sanctions. That means leverage on the government to protect its people and to stop this violence. But the first step, one of the first actions of the Biden administration was to remove that designation so that there were no sanctions on Nigeria. And I actually met with Secretary of State Blinken to discuss this. And what the State Department of the Biden administration is saying, oh, this is a scarcity of resources. You have the Fulani herdsmen coming after the farmers because there is a lack of resources because of global warming. And that's what this is all about. It has nothing to do with religion. And frankly, John, that is absolutely false.
Tony, real quickly here, I want to follow up by asking you about Leah Sharibu. I understand she just turned 21 as a captive in Boko Haram custody. What's the latest with her?
Well, unfortunately, we've heard nothing for a few years now. She was abducted at the age of 15. She was among about 100 schoolgirls, all of them released. She was not, because she refused to renounce her faith in Jesus Christ. And during my time on the commission, I adopted her as my prisoner of conscience and continue to pray for her release, as she has now spent 6 years in captivity at the hands of this terrorist group, Boko Haram. And as far as we know, she has actually had 2 children during this time of captivity.
Wow. Tony, real quickly here, you well know about the global spike in anti-Semitism. I want to ask you about what the Family Research Council is doing, calling on Christians everywhere to take a stand this Sunday. What's the message you're trying to send in about the half a minute we have left?
Well, this came out of a meeting I had a little over a month ago with the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, who asked that the church be visible in showing its support. And of course, this was before we saw these activities on the campuses. So this Sunday, May the 19th, is Pray For and Stand With Israel Sunday. People can find out more by going to prayandstand.com or text Israel to 67742 and join us in praying for and visibly standing with the Jewish people against the anti-Semitism and stand with the modern state of Israel as it is a harbor of safety for the Jewish people.
Needed now more than ever. Tony Perkins, thank you so much for your time.